Welcome everyone to another episode of Beckon Weekly Draw Stream. How is everyone doing tonight? It ain't Christmas yet, but it's gonna be soon. How is everyone doing? What's up, Collision Bob? How are you? Thanks for dropping in. And holy crap, we got Mo Bigs in the chat. Look at that. Holy hell, prayers are answered. Oh my God. Clap your hands, stomp your feet. Thank the Lord. We got Mo's. Oh yeah. All right. What's up, Will? How you doing? Good to see you, man. Heck yeah, heck yeah. Well, welcome, guys. Merry Christmas indeed. Merry Christmas. Heck yeah, heck yeah, heck yeah. Well, yeah, so it'll be a 2-hour stream today. you got me because it's not Thursday, brother. That's what I was hoping. We was starting to do the draw streams on Fridays. On Thursdays, me and Dwight just kind of chill back and hang out, kind of just goof around. I can't stop drawing though. I really, that's kind of my shtick. So, but yeah, we do that on Thursdays now, and I just kind of came back to this, but. So tonight I'm going to run for 2 hours and start drawing all this extra little detail that when the final book is printed, well, you'll see. But the cool thing is my tiny experiment worked. I mean, it does hold the detail, but yeah, so there's stuff I know it's going to be bye-bye, see you later. So... So we're running in there. Got this airship running in. I got to get the docking and some sort of pulley crane system. I've seen a lot of cool ways to use pulleys. There's I think it's called a snatch block, which is like in an emergency. It's a pulley system that you can use. But there's other type of, like, I know Devanis and a few others were all into like how many pulleys can it take to lift something, because the math on that's pretty nuts. But I was thinking this is a cargo ship. I know they got floaty things, but they also might need a little bit of crane assistance. So I might be trying to think about a neat little design there. I'll have to look at a couple references to, kind of get things somewhat understood. I got some other small details to run in. I want to get all this figured out and kind of out the door before I start going into the rest of this, because we got some branches here, some big boys. So I want to build stuff up there. I've got these big walkways that currently don't have any support in the concept yet, and I've got, of course, this walkway bends back off into this big trunky limb back there. I've got a lot of guidelines down in the midsection here for a courtyard and walkways and pathing as well. Like I was telling you guys, like a grand stairwell around here. I've got a lot of filler space to pop these guys in. These are the Jiri Highway. They are monkey people, so why not give them something fun to kind of climb? It's kind of, I guess, a thing I made up for, hey, how would monkeys have roads, or would they figure something else out? So I thought those look really cool, and you can see that in all those structures kind of hiving around Tulabanya's concept art, which I do have. You guys are going to get a pretty zoomed up, cropped image of that so far in the book's design on page 1, because there's a little bit of, it's like the Star Wars letter scroll, but it's not that. It's a legend that's being told to you from the main character right on hand. Where is that piece of concept? I'll show you guys. And this scene is going to be at somewhere, I think, at night, like right after sunset. So I'll be getting some pretty interesting. It's either that or it's going to be really strong full moon. That way, all the lighting on it is the contrast would be up. I'm trying to find this concept piece of Tulabani because I've got one. Where are you? Give me a second. Flash art. Do I have it there? Yep, right there. Do I have one with just Tulabani? I have it with the kids, so it's like later on. Is that one with them? Or without them? Yeah, that's one without them. Okay, so I'll just show without the game guys on there. And yeah, usually I have music playing, Mo. So since you're here, it's a no music. But yeah, so this was a pretty impressionist and composite piece I threw together back early on in game concept stuff. But you can see I've got an airship in here. This is the tree of Tulabani. It's pretty massive, colossal size. So you can see I've got these phyto mining things and all the buildings and structures and courtyard and stuff, and it goes on into the back. And so it just as usual, it's a bunch of detail. When you come back to it, it almost looks like it's part of the tree. But yeah, so taking ideas from that, and then in comics, composite art or that type of stuff is a no-go. Works for game concepting, photo bashing, things like that. Make great quick work for concept art. Anyway, back to this. This is what I'm working on. I've got this pathway coming down through here. I started getting some of the railing insinuated with my directions on down into this. We saw this last week. Didn't do too much on that. And of course, our foliage and branch work up in the foreground. I still have not landed on what I'm doing in all this empty space. I know I want to do neighborhoods or other type of structures there. Oh, what's up, Noah? I troll you about your speed and accuracy, but I can't argue. Oh, thanks, Mo. I appreciate it. But yeah, so I'm just going to try to start rolling in. Highlights would actually start to bump these out a little bit more, and I can start edge casing all my foliage down here and my railings, and you guys will start seeing all the form starting to pop there. And then it's as easy to start laying some flats in right under that. It's good to see you, Noah. Merry Christmas, kiddo. Heck yeah. Hope that book's coming good. And luckily, I already got a highlight layer over here, so we're going at it. Would you ask Santa for Christmas, Noah? I asked Santa for a printer. Nah, right after the book art's getting done, I'm going to be getting that agreement set up. I got to get a template so I can apply the lettering after my final writing drafts are, gone through. So I've been doing a lot of indie comic research. The past, the present, the current. Been around for a few years, but you learn, I've been kind of just looking at this. There's a lot of stuff out there. I believe. Art supplies and a knife. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah. I believe. You believe in Santa Claus? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So I've already got Home Alone 2 watched. I couldn't get my version of Home Alone 1 working. So Usually do the A Christmas Story. That was one that my dad always made us watch every Christmas. So it was funny. And every year, Mom acted like the mom in that movie when that leg came out, the leg lamp. Oh my goodness, fast forward this, Mike. And it's because little Ralphie starts reaching up, you know. We don't know. Made you watch. No, it's worth it. It was good. It's a good movie. Now I watch it all the time. You know. I still haven't ever ordered the Peking duck at an Asian restaurant yet, but it's because sorry, my mic cord's going in and out, guys. So, but yeah, you've been compared to Farkas. Do you have yellow eyes? You know the demon eyes that he put. Dude, my little brother would look like Ralphie's little brother because he was a little guy. And in Kentucky, it snowed pretty good. Farkas. Scud Farkas. I was surprised I didn't know this, but didn't he play like Peter Pan and Hook, like his past memory flashbacks? Wasn't that Scud Farkas, the actor? I think it was. Hook is a Christmas movie to me, so I ended up watching it again. I was like, no way. It looked like Scud Farkas. Noah entered CG like Randy as a teen. Scud Farkas. Nice. All right, so what I really wanted to get started on the highlight layer is these guys. They're too cool, and from the distance, let's see. This is the 22-inch touch Wacom tablet. So at 22-inch screen, I've actually measured this with the comic book. Trying to get it at border edge line up here and up here on a 22-inch Wacom, touch. This is the size of the this is the print size. So I can see at this distance how a lot of the detail in the ship goes away. I can see how a lot of the line art in these highways are bleeding together. So highlights have actually kept me from, it helps me separate all those things. So when people look at it, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of detail, but it doesn't seem too crowded. A lot of that is, just other lighting layers. We'll see. And then when the color comes in, that also helps because you're also working, contrast through colors. So, and lighting effects and all that. So let's see. I'm on highlight. I'm already on that. Let's just go full screen. All right. So I want the moonlight or light source of sorts to be off on the left. Way off on the left. Somewhat still above. Not really, of course, it's got to be above the horizon. So I know, but there's distance and height to a lot of the areas of Tulabanya that we're at now in this image. There's a whole lower section in the lower routes called the lower landings, and basically it's got its own harbor. It's got water that comes through. So ships that sail on water and stuff can actually come in and port trading routes and stuff. So what I mean from that is that there is water, deep underneath that could be illuminating a lot of things from underneath instead of, just the main, solar or lunar light source. main light source. So, you can use a lot of rim lighting for stuff like that, and I intend to. But again, if you got, this is a tree. How high up is this section? This is pretty close down to the bottom. They go through their core chapel or laboratory facility to get to the denethite chamber, which is inside the roots of the tree. So we kind of get there pretty fast in the book. I kind of open you up, you get to see kind of there, and then they go through a gateway that kind of gets them into the chamber. So it moves pretty quick, but the sense of scale that I'm wanting is, pretty large. What you guys going on? When I hear measured inches touch, I'm kind of glad. I zoned out, right? The lower root coming through. Yeah, the lower rim right, rim lighting. Yeah. So I have to watch It's a Wonderful Life this year. What's going on with It's a Wonderful Life, Noah? Open you up. Good Lord. Hilarious. Can opener. Like a banana split. Some corn chips and some pecan. Some ice cream. Yeah, that's God, that's unshine, dude. Yeah, back when YMH used to be funny. Anyway, but yeah, back to this. It's I'm using just a singular highlight layer right now, but if I really want to start popping some of these edge cases off, you guys will see with the highlight 2. I've shown you guys this before. If you guys are artists, you know what's going on. So that's what's happening right now. Oh yeah, guys, go check out Joe's recent episode, Good Joe episode. He wanted to do something festive, for the holidays. So he drew, I think from the Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen, he wanted to do the elves that had the jetpacks, but then he put like guns in there. We were having all kind of crazy, nutty ideas, but of course, on the Good Joe show, when you go in at the end of the show, there's a drawing and like for him to mail it to you for free. You win free art at the end of the episode. So I had to go in on it because I'm wanting to do a really fun coloring job on it. It was pretty fantastic. So, but yeah, other than that, man, not much else has been going on over here. I've been doing extra writing stuff in my lore notebooks and stapling down some ideas I've been mulling over, and not much of them affect this current book, but what's fun about something with an idea with a pretty large lore is anything I can pull into it that's applicable, or things like the characters would know about the lore that's just part of their everyday. Again, if the audience doesn't know, you either have to kind of explain that in some way. So I'm not trying to do that too much, but if I can, somewhere, a lot of that comes back into, I've told you guys that since the crystals or the Lodens are all different colors. Yeah, that works well for, even though it's not too impingent on the script that the audience gets it. It's, they're not all the same stone. But so how is the black and white going to handle it? So I've got this idea. I just got to go back through and get that. I've also saw a few spots on page, the double spread of Tulabanya, the like one of the first images I did. There's a few things in there that I can improve on and spruce up before printing. There's that. Again, I mean, I've been doing some listening of critics, comic critics, podcasts, some of the stuff in the drama circles, but I'm picking up on a bunch of stuff, so woo. But then I'm looking at it to see what is a lot of the writing expectation, because I have a lot to tell, and but you only want to tell what's going to be moving the story forward. And remember, it's only comfortable if you can retain so much, information. And the other thing is, like, I wanted to let the art do a lot of the talking so you can see it, but what's the context? Well, art, especially if art is subjective and I'm dealing with a strange other world, what is my real expectation on how much of this makes sense at all, or does it just look crazy? So if aspects to lore aren't important to the story, you can always release a deep lore book eventually for those who are interested, with sketches and stuff. Yep, for sure. Yep. I think DWAG was showing me Roquefort does these 10-page not so involved art supplementals, and I'm like, dude, I already got a couple of those in my head that I want to get down. And so when I get this drawing disc, because the second book, like I told you guys, I want to do the line art traditionally. It'll be pencils. I don't think I have the bravery on my second book to kind of go inks. Not yet. I want to graduate to that. I want to eventually do a whole traditional, even the color. Last week I was telling you guys about these particular paints that I found. Mo, they're weeb paints, but they're weeb art paints. But they're a specific brand that dries really quick and pretty uniformly. I like it when watercolors dry quick. Noah, I know, has been recently playing with watercolors, if I'm not mistaken. He was asking me a couple things if I had any tips. So I was like, yeah, do your line art, after you get your painting done. I forgot to tell you, draw light, because graphite is, that will make your watercolors real dull as well. So just draw really light. But yeah. I am excited to be getting this one close to finish, guys. We're almost there. Almost there. Things have to dry quickly with weeb stuff because Yep. Their speed schedules for their animations. That's where it kind of comes from, is I think like Studio Ghibli's preferred studio paint palette. So, oh, what's up, Corey Barton? Yeah, a little weeb like you. Oh, Mo, you're gonna love this. So earlier this year, I went and visited Kentucky, and a few of my friends have some kids that they're much older now, and they remember me making the concept art for the game and the story and the characters and the world even back then. And they go, Jeremy, we found out that Gavin's like weebisms or attraction to like anime and stuff was because of you. So I was like, great, you're blaming me for it. So sorry, I guess I created another one. But yeah. Oh yeah, another update. Last week I was telling you guys about a friend's dog that ended up getting into some chocolate. They're fine. They made it. They're good. No worries. So it's all good. I told Dwight last night, was like, yeah, are they really like that death? Like, is it really that poisonous to dogs? And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to see. I don't want to try it out, you know? But yeah, a dog eating chocolate is pretty similar to a kid watching anime. Yeah, dude. This is why I've missed Mo. Heck yeah. You just need like a t-shirt farm. That's a t-shirt. So, any hoosers. Joe says he's got this secret project he can't announce yet that he's been working on. So, interested to hear what he's got going on over there. We've been working on or discussing faces and portraits and the comic book style. Like, how do you take celebrity reference and simplify those facial shapes into little signatures or little symbols that elicit the audience to be like, oh, that's the bottom of the nose area with the nostrils, or that's an eyeball. You know, it's all calligraphy almost. So love doing exercises like that. And what I mean is like take a photo and try to make, cartoon it, but still make it look accurate. Ugh. But sorry, just banged my weenus on the cupboard over here. But banged my weenus. Yeah. Game stuff going all right as far as getting everything charted and getting, I guess, like towards the end of next year, kind of geared up to start pushing forward hard on that a little bit more. That'll be after I deliver the book, so I'm gearing for the first quarter to get it all ready to ship to everyone. That's the plan. And then from there I'll have some extras to kind of try to keep up for people that missed the first go around. Then like I've been telling you guys, just really start getting stuff set up for books 2, as well as getting the game rolling along a little bit more. I don't know. I think after a couple books or the right circumstance with the game, will be all right. But I don't want to crowdfund it again until I'm for sure. But we do have the list of jobs set up for all the things we'll need. And some of those jobs could be the same people. So I said there's 18 different jobs that I've broken down, and that gets pretty much everybody, every wing of development covered. I mean, we're almost out of pre-production. I've already got stuff planned. We just got to actually build those systems out. Dwight's already built the function in the system. We just actually got to build out the spells and the items and their effects. So from there, we'll be able to game test enemies, like design enemies and bosses right from there. And from that, it's start hiring people to build content. And then we take all that content and plug it into our system in the right order while testing through the iterations and the builds And eventually, boom, it's out. So that's the plan. Oh, stuff with the book too. I got other plans with the book as well. There is next year Comic-Cons and all that stuff out over here and around Tampa and Orlando. So there's spots. I just really want to get this done, get it delivered, and then worry about stuff like that. But I got a neat little plan. I've already talked to a couple people about it. But yeah, it's like, whoa. And it'll start to, it's not the only reason I wanted to do really hyper detailed art. I mean, it's just kind of like my thing. It keeps me interested. But I have learned a huge lesson. Huge one. Design first. And if the design is really good, and functions well, which, trust me, I've been paying attention to my composition and how things balance off and stuff, but I'm also fearless in this, stupidly fearless in this detail game, but it's kicking me in the butt. There's a lot of little things like the Christmas light cowl that they wear throughout the whole second part of the book and everything. And if I miss that every time, so much that now it's the last thing I do on a character. Like even here, you can see he doesn't have it on him. He's supposed to. So sometime before this page gets finished, I got to add that to him. But oh yeah. So yeah, so you see if I zoom back out, then those highlights actually kind of brighten that up a bit. And that's just one layer of them. So let's see what the second one will do. All right. Same color. It's not exactly full white. It's got a little bit of blue. And just kind of kissing the far left side of all of my shapes. This is where light's hitting it pretty good. Of course, you already see that because of the first layer. But this is where it's like, okay, well, how hard is the light catching on those edge cases? So it's ever so slight, but again, it just pops it. Now you can see how the right side of those shapes are kind of low lit in their own shadow. Yeah, almost. It just did it by itself because of the cut. And you can see how that's not happening down here just yet. Once we get in there, start popping some things in. I might have to extend some of these under highlights. And I know it looks like they're tiny variations, if not no variations, and but they are ever so slight little tint differences. Can really round off shapes. So I got a box in the mail today of some of Bud's old sculpting books, wood carving sculpting books. So gotta go through those, pull some wood out in a Dremel tool. But again, I got a lot of crystal casting to do and loading knives, or the loading shards. See, I went really hard on that one right there, and now it pops a bit too much. So, what you guys going on? Yeah. Oh, guys, you guys see Jeremy Burtz's C3PO? He did a really cool, awesome 3PO drawing. Painting. I really don't know all the mediums he works in, but dude, killer work. All right, pulling back up to see. Yeah. Color will do a lot. All right, so I'm going back to just the first highlight layer to extend some of these spots, and pop in with the second layer, touching those points. Do it over here. Dude, I gotta go to the beach. Probably on Christmas. I gotta run out to the ocean. Oh no, it's been weird. I was in Kentucky. I'm used to, weather there, the snow, the cold. I'm not used to it anymore, but man, I have not seen like snowy Christmas in a few years. But I mean, it looked pretty, but dang, the traffic and the driving. I used to have fun when I had my Jeep. I used to have fun when it snowed and iced over. My dad took me to a church parking lot when I had when I got my first, 4-wheel drive vehicle. It was a Jeep. It was an '89. Dude, it was like a tank. But he had me spinning donuts in the parking lot of this church. It was empty, but learning how the car moved on the ice, and slid around. He said, if a cop ever stops you when you're just tell him you're practicing. He said, I did that one time, and the guy was like, we need to do that on the force. So I'm not telling you guys go do like donuts or anything. Just telling you life stories. Don't do this at home. But yeah, I guess he said, yeah, spin donuts while we're gonna die. I mean, back out there, it was in Waddy, Kentucky. So windy, tight, like single lane country roads up and down, like pretty steep hills. So in the winter, when these things got iced over, dude, someone jumps out in the middle of a curve and says stop, there is no stopping. You're gonna slide pretty good. I had a couple close calls. Single lane country roads are gnarly. But yeah. Be careful out there, guys. Let's see. We used to snowboard when we moved out of the city and out into the country a little bit. and he said it was in Wadi. So the property we had a valley, like a little creek going through it, the middle of it. So there's a big valley, and the other side of it rolled off too. So when it snowed, dude, we end up getting these cheap snowboards. I think what Big Lots or something would have these giant plastic snowboards you could buckle your feet in and just go down. We didn't care. But lots of I think we have one hill here in Florida, and it's down the road from me. Not many hills in Florida. Oh, did you guys see that Daily Mail reported a UAP UFO was flying around Air Force One? I don't know when they said that happened. One place said it happened like a few years ago, and now the video's coming out. Another place is saying no, that actually like just happened. I don't know the clarity, but they're like, oh, they're flying next to the president's plane now. Woo! I guess that's one other baller move that you do if you're aliens. Like, they made Independence Day. They're not really freaked out if we do it over the White House. Let's do it over his plane. Or it's a balloon. I don't know. I say UAP. I didn't say alien. I don't know what the crap is going on that thing. The real ancient alien was inside the plane. Right? He did kind of look like those Mexican aliens, right? The ones that they brought out, the two little ones. That sounded really off the way it came out of my mouth, but that's not what I meant. Not that kind of alien. I'm not talking about you, Miss Gutierrez. Yeah, I'm talking about E.T. But yeah, I think it was the Mexican government that brought out those two bodies. Yeah. They definitely look familiar. I would have died if one of them sniffed. Oh no. Oh, those were some funny Halloween costumes this year. Funny ones. Let's see where the Mexican government respected the world enough to use only the finest Play-Doh aliens. I thought it looked like paper mache, right? They're like, no, that's the mummification. Yeah. I don't know. I still think it's all a trick. I don't know what for yet. But I like the theories that people are coming up. I think I'm captivated by things like if they're interdimensional, and that people are actually kind of starting to have those kind of conversations. I love having those weird. I don't care what comes at the end of those convos, because my brain comes up with images and content as, so I get to go back and draw something or build a story off of an idea. I'll let the world deal with what's real and what's not. I'll just draw it as I see it. But dang. I mean, I like ancient stuff too. I know, because I read the Lucent 6 times now. The Gilgamesh legend, yeah. I mean, it's right there in the beginning, but I don't know why the heck I didn't put that in any kind of notion of that in my fan art piece that I did. But dang, I missed on that one. A lot of people remembered it though. I mean, again, I think Jeremy Burt's got in on it. A few guys of ours, RJ Ryan, I think he got third place. I'm just saying, F. CERN, I want the Bears team. Right, 2012, right? That's what I'm saying. The whole dimensional split, where they destroyed our old dimension, and then we're here now in this new one. That's why everything's ass backwards, however. But yeah, and then the Mandela effect on stuff. I want the Berenstein Bears. Heck yeah. But yeah, it's fun stuff to sit around and contemplate. What if? It's kind of the magic of wonder. You know, you have it as a kid, but then you learn more stuff. And then you become Neil deGrasse Tyson, sitting there and going, nope, that can't happen, nope, that can't happen, nope, that can't happen. I don't care. I don't care. And then talk over people. It's like, go away. Like Adam ruins everything. It's no more fun. I care about accuracy, though. Hence why I try to keep some of that in here, in the concepts of Beckon. You could be right and not be a punk. Dude, but like, what's the Roger Penrose's theories on cyclical universe, or that the reason why that the James Webb Space Telescope saw light further back, galaxies further back than the calculations for Big Bang. His implication, you know, right before even that discovery, his math was showing him that like the universe bangs into existence, and then everything keeps expanding until even the particles are so far apart that they can't transmit, you know, information of heat. You know, they can't interact anymore. So at that point, the universe basically goes into a heat death, an entropy death, a total darkness of nothingness. But he postulates that at that point, it collapses. And when it collapses again, it becomes so dense and crazy again, it blasts off. And he postulates we're in the sixth aeon is how he divides up the cycles. He says we're in the sixth one by his calculations, and that's based on measurements of background noise and readings of stuff I have no idea. But the guy is pretty neat in the fact he figured a repeating, or forget what kind of a pattern. It's a program equation that can be graphed and repeated for infinity with never making or repeating a pattern. It's always going to generate a new pattern. Penrose's tessellation, I think, is what it is. NDT needs to put respect back on my boy Pluto, right? Yeah. I've heard a comedian say, imagine the guy that worked on his whole life was researching Pluto. That's what he did. That's what he went to school for. That's his whole life has been studying Pluto. And then he goes into work the next day after the announcement. And people are looking at him like, well, hey, Jim. Well, hi. What are you here for? Work. Oh, you didn't hear, did you? Hear what? Pluto's not a planet anymore, dude. What? No, you got demoted, man. But yeah, again, like another 2012, like, ooh. There was that video of the kid that explains the 2012 CERN, you know, smashing things together. I remember talking about it before they turned it back on, like to people that had never heard about it before. It was like, dude, they're about to turn it back on. They made it more powerful. Years ago, they smashed things and found the Higgs boson, and then they shut it down, like improved it, upgraded it. Now it's like they claim it's this much more powerful, and then they turned it on. And here we are, almost, what are we, over 10 years past? I'm not worried about it until Sonichu, until that stuff, that crazy maniacs. Or like Time Cube, that's another one. Or Terrence Howard's math. That's one that just recently popped off. There's a lot of crazy theories and stuff that aren't right. Don't fall for the stupidity. But I don't know. I've always liked sci-fi and fantasy because it gets my brain going. When I watched Lord of the Rings with my dad, we loved seeing all the mistakes. And I think the first series we did that with was Star Wars. So he pointed to me the stormtrooper that hits his head on the door frame in A New Hope. He was showing me all kinds of things like that, and then I would go back and start looking at them for those things in other films. Fellowship of the Ring, I could tell you just about where each one is. But dinosaurs were 100% reptiles. 2, birds are 100% dinosaurs. 3, birds aren't reptiles. Yeah. Hold on. And don't get me started on CCP clown archaeology with this dinosaur. Hey, wasn't that Jurassic Park's thing with Dr. Grant talking about, right there in the beginning? Well, look at its rear vertebrae. It curves just like a bird. And even the word raptor means bird of prey. And is it Damien Backer, I think is what little Tim tells him. There was this book by this guy named Diamond Backer. I know it's not a Diamond Backer, unless it is, I don't know. But heck yeah, man. They need to make a good Jurassic Park again. Oh, what is up, Gemma Birds? Yeah. Merry Christmas, dude. We were just talking about your C-3PO. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Good to see it. I was wanting to ask, are you using traditional paints when you're coloring these portraits, dude? I mean, the texture looks awesome. I could tell when it's a Jeremy Burt's because of the way you're using, your brush strokes or the textures of what you're painting on. It looks like you're using wood board to do your paintings on. If not, I'd love to know what your under or your canvas preparation is, because the textures you get are cool. Next will be actually elephants or dinosaurs. Do you have any proof of that? No, but it will grab some headlines and get us funding. I'm convinced. I live in Florida, dude. I'll tell you this: alligators. They are. That I wouldn't say like. Do I want an alligator or a T-Rex? I definitely want an alligator instead. But yeah, dude, they're gnarly. Do you remember they had like those theories popping around of like pterodactyls? They were like, oh, dinosaurs still exist somewhere. So that like pictures were coming out of like pterodactyls or like people hunting them. I mean, of course, you got giants. Once you get into that, now we're talking about Book of Enoch and Dead Sea Scroll stuff and all that stuff. Like, I'm not kind of, unless you want to go into that too. Well, holy shit, I know Quite a bit of stuff there. Airbrush and acrylic paint on gessoed illustration board, right? Yeah, illustration board, right. Airbrush, okay. I used to have an airbrush. I want to get better into that. Definitely. Alligators have nothing to do with dinosaurs. They don't even have feathers, right? Right. They do when I shoot them with an arrow, but I don't shoot them with an arrow. That you can't do that. Sometimes use a brush for highlights. Yeah. Heck yeah. That's awesome, dude. Great little media mix right there. The illustration board, that's where that and the airbrush, because you're getting really nice, clean tones and gradients. But I see that illustration board in the back. It's awesome. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, dude. Big old gator. So back when I started, I think it was 2016, I moved into this house on 10 acres. I was the caretaker for it. The people just needed someone to live there to, upkeep it. It costed them more money to have cleaners and everyone go there, a few times a month, or a few times, I think they were getting people to go there at the end of every month. So cleaners, maids and stuff, and they would clean up. They were like, "Oh, you're looking for a place to live? Hey, come over here. Just take care of the place." So it was on 10 acres on the river. Dude, the alley, and it had a dock, and I had to rebuild that thing once after a hurricane. But there was one time a hurricane made it flood so bad that the whole 10 acres was flooded. Like a good couple feet flooded. It was coming up on the porch. So I had to build a little bridge to get to my vehicle. But the gators came up around that. Definitely. It was a fun time, man. Heck yeah, if you're into survivalist stuff and want to come out to Florida in the Everglades, it's fun. But all right, so as you guys can see, I'm popping in these highlights so that light on the left side is really catching into this pocket of that over there. So popping that up. And again, I'm kind of going between moonlight and sunset right now. The colors are kind of insinuating that it's moonlight, but that's because it's on this purple ground. Once I get some color in there, those highlights change. It's an overlay layer, so it'll accent it. So I still have more spots and edge cases I could probably kind of just get up in there. So come on. Oh, this is having fun with me, huh? Must be on a layer above. Is that what it is? Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Yep, that's exactly what it is. What did that do? Oh, that's all it did? Okay, let's go back up there then. Okay. Sorry, I had to rearrange some layers there. It's too strong. Pop that back in. But yeah, so like I said, guys, I really wish I was able to work 16 hours consistently for the remaining pages of this book. We're looking at 6 pages left. So there at 16 hours a day, I could get a page done in a week. So when I calculated it all a while ago, I found out it's taken me 100 hours to get these pages, for each page. So it's like, but I'm gonna stick the landing. But real excited about getting into some traditional stuff because Obviously, I can't zoom in any further with traditionals. Here, I get trapped with, ooh, I can make it pixel perfect. What's the point? I know it's pixel perfect. That's the point. Why does that matter? I don't know. I really want this to be good yet. But that's why I just looking through, making sure, going back, changing some stuff. Oh, all right. Thanks for dropping in, Mo. Merry Christmas, dude. If we don't see you till Monday, heck yeah. You have a good one. Be safe, dude. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. Sounds like heaven, except when it rains. Mm-hmm. Heck yeah. Have a good one. All right. So those highlights went in quick. Where do I go? I can play with the airship for an hour. Let's try to get that airship going. Oh, thanks, Collision. Yeah. SadeStudios.com, guys. All right, so let's get this airship finished. Got some highlights I can do and start kissing some areas, but obviously I got some big empty spots compared to some of these other areas. These are portways, portholes, windows. I want to kind of insinuate that with them. So might be going with a little bit of line work. So here we go. Well, if Mo's gone, we're throwing on some music. And Joe's been finding really good, like, free to use music. So I might need to check that out a little bit and see what he's doing. Because but then again, he throws out stuff like Signal Hill, which I could try to do that and see what happens. He doesn't get pulled, and it's a pretty good rhythm. Give me a second. I'm going to do a little experiment. The worst they could do is copyright claim it, whoopee-doo. But if I'm talking during the video, I can't get rid of it. So it's like, is it going to kind of stay there the whole time? Yeah, nah, screw it. I'll just ask him about it. All right, let me get that back. Aliens. Got the hair right now. All right. We're just going to go what we got. I'll ask him about it. All right. Oh, yeah. I was going to do line art. So, there's a deck on this. I promise. So a main deck, on deck, main deck. Draw through. Not really going to draw through. I'm going to do it with my imagination. Eyeball it. Goes through. See? That's why you draw through, so you're not eyeballing it. Someone deciding to mow at night in my backyard? Sounds like they are. Yeah. Little details that will either be covered or but barely visible. But wicked cool. In a bigger print, that's going to look awesome. And it'll do what it needs to do for the normal size print. You know, it just needs to be a background element that kind of piques the audience's interest, the viewer's interest, allowing them to peer deeper into the composition. So when it's bigger, holy snap. And I appreciate you guys to helping me, to guiding me into that, because I just would drew it at print size. But because I didn't, because I drew it at the size now, like, oh, dude, you could do big prints and stuff. And it's like, yeah, those are going to be awesome. So excited about that too. So I'm building out the surface textures of them growing their airships. They grow their airships around their these sacs of the fumes that are created by the soil cores. Soil cores are basically these hyper dense and fertile mixture of it's kind of like their fuel. It's a core in which creates these fumes that work a lot like helium, and it floats. It allows them to float, kind of like, you know, our Zeppelin airships and, you know, stuff of the past, or Goodyear balloons. But is it flammable? Maybe. There might be something like that happening later. Not entirely sure yet. I was kind of going for no, that's not flammable, but then there's no like cost for, there's no like major danger with it. So I like how, you know, the rules of the universe seem to work in the way of if you gain technology or something, there's a price to pay for it in some way. I'm not saying I like that personally. If I designed the universe, that'd be the way I did it. I'm not saying that per se, but I am saying that it seems like that's the way a lot of the forces of the universe seem to work. The weak force, strong force, magnetic force, all those forces, you know. Why do they call it weak? Why do they call it strong? But let's get this going. And it's fantasy. It's just the magic. It's all magic. That's what. It's magic. Magic. Alright. I was kind of going for a bargey shipping type ship here, but I remember telling you guys, or kind of like a cruise ship. So could it be something in between? Maybe. This looks really wicked cool for a shrimp boat. So I don't know if it's going to be a shrimp boat. But I mean, if you have airships, would you fish for birds? Would monkeys eat those type of birds? These guys? I mean, chicken's pretty good. Alright, So from a distance, these shapes are pretty cool, but I know up close that doesn't look all that interesting. So throwing some stuff again, little details that probably won't be seen or noticed. But again, I know they're there. Let's do some of this in the background stuff. Now it's okay for me to have my lines that I'm detailing, these areas. It's let me zoom up. So these areas back here, it's okay if my line isn't very dark because again, that stuff is kind of in the background. I see a lot of comic artists do this. They just shade the whole thing. Kind of let your imagination do it. All the important stuff is in the foreground. It's not a bad way to go about it. Looks real nice in a lot of use cases that I've seen it. So what I'd like to do is kind of do that, but I want to get my textures in first. Dude, I don't know if that's a dude's mower or if we got a storm coming. And I know it looked like it was raining or it was gonna rain, but I'm hearing boom booms. It's a little dark right there, so yeah, I could live with that. And pull it all in here, same shade. I'll do the opposite of what I did a second ago. I'll shade the area first and then kind of pop in added details if I want them. Again, it's a ship. It doesn't need cannons. It needs defenses. Do they use cannons? Do I got to reinvent something like that? Oh, physics question. If the ship is flying and it has a deck large enough, can it use a trebuchet? Or would the forces of the counteract? I guess it would depend on the power of the lift. Like how, what's the counter force? So yeah, taking into consideration they probably couldn't adjust the counter force that easily or that quickly for something that launches. Maybe that's a bad idea to go with. But crossbows, things like that, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it could work. Be crazy to see these ships doing trebuchet launches. I don't know. Don't pay attention to me right now. I mean, don't mind me. My imagination kind of boiling one way and another. Just need to kind of make some decisions and go with them. I was asking about that because if I'm going to be lining up, so I've got this section over here I didn't think about. It's over here. That would probably All right. Thank you guys for hanging with me for another 2 hours this week. It's been more productive doing the 2 hour streams. All right. I'm getting a little antsy on this. I got these areas like the deck that it's at such a slant that if I put any detail like wood board or anything, it's at such a, and the distance, like all, again, it's just creating stuff. So this is where I'd be like, yeah, don't draw boards in the floor at that scale. Use color and variation and light if needed. So yeah. The plank. That's the other thing right up in here. I forgot. Okay, no, I got it. Looked like I just did a bunch of random stuff there, but, and again, I'm doing things that are too small to be seen until we zoom up on it or big print. But I like having these small details. It allows me to kind of come back to and be inspired if I got to do a larger drawing of it or a section. I could be like, oh, look at all that detail I gave myself to pick and choose from. What makes sense, you know? Do anything special for any tradition. I watch as many Christmas movies. I think I talked yesterday about the cheese pizza that I always get when I watch Home Alones. I haven't watched Lord of the Rings yet. I usually play Chrono Cross once a year, and it's around Christmas. I usually do, but not this year. I already beat it this year, so I already played it earlier in the year again. But a friend is having me over, for Christmas dinner, so I'm gonna run over here, see them real quick. Exchange the gifts, say hey. And I'm still on the sober train, so no drinking. So, much more productive, a lot more boring. But, all right, so. Impressive. Yes, isn't it? Yeah, impressive. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Get back into. But yeah, next year I'll probably be trying to get up to Kentucky and see everyone during Christmas for next year. Depends on my dogs, really. Depends on my puppies. They really do rule the house for the most part. But little one's leg is actually doing great. The temperature changed on him, so I think it messes with his leg when the temperature changes. But that happens with me and my finger and my knees. Just feels a bit stiffer, you know. Cheese pizza and turtles sound good to me. Yeah. Yeah, there's Ninja. I do. I could watch the Ninja Turtles and do the pizza. That's right. I haven't played my arcade in a minute. I could flip that thing on. Beat both of the turtle games on there. They made which one? Turtles in Time, and it's the other one. But heck yeah. Cowabunga. Not a bad idea. Okay. The things I'm trying to figure out in these areas where these were kind of my areas in the ship where people could their windows basically. There's like courtyards or facilities and places out on the side, but there's this big old like sunroof area back in the back here. Again, small details that I'm gonna say that a few times this episode. We get it, dude. Just draw. All right, we're gonna imply something there. Finish this out here. Oh yeah, guys, I made a Devanis ornament. I don't even know. No, my phone's in. I'll have to show you guys later. But I made a beckoned ornament. Is there anything that inspires the colors that I choose? Yeah, there are, but so I like to think about as I'm drawing things, the materials things are made of. That will generally get me to certain colors, like on a natural like basis. But then you got things like this red. Well, what is that? Is that a fabric that's dyed that color, or is that a like an organic fin of sorts? I'll let your imagination run with that. I'm not sure, but a lot of this other stuff is just tree bark or tree growth, plant growth, structure, wood that's still alive. It doesn't have to be. They found a way of using wood to build things without having to kill it and destroy it. So they just manipulate its growth around things that they need it, to be. But they still use, other things. Of course, trees have branches that fall, and just the ebb and flow of seasons, things can die. So they still utilize a lot of that type of wood too. It's not like they're averse to harvesting trees. It's just they found a way of, growing them into shape and form. So that's where a lot of it comes from. And then, color theory has its particular stuff. So you got, if you just wanted to cut it down to the basics of what your final color is going to look like, you got different color schemes, monochromatic, uh, all there's a lot of them. I'm trying to remember all of them, but I don't want to forget any. But if you're complementary, color theory. But anyway, back to there's a lot of that too. So I don't want colors clashing. I don't want them to not work together. But especially if you're working with what I am and like things are way different color. Like I think Bancroft even said your color theory is just all over the place or something. I think it was something like, but there's a universal color tint lighting for a scene. So that kind of acts like it does in real life to me. Take a photo of a crowd, it's not going to be very color theory adherent, but it can be if the photographer goes in and starts to put certain color filters in, or if it's a certain type of day, like if it's at twilight, sunset, then a lot of stuff kind of get hit with this, this glowy yellow or very orange color. It really depends, but what I try to do is find the local colors of stuff. So what would it really be under just a white light on the piece? What color would that be? And then I go in and change it up a bit. So we'll take this airship for example. I've already got some color layers on it. And I've done this a few times for figure works too, to kind of get them lit in the scene. And since I don't have too much in this scene yet to do, that's colored, I still haven't figured out exactly how to light these things. But I'll duplicate all of the color layers and then merge them together. I'll then color overlay it with the black, and then rasterize that. Now that's sitting on top of all of my colors. I can turn it off and turn it on. But I'll bring in maybe a soft light or an overlay. So overlay kind of does some crazy stuff. Hard light's a little bit softer. I'll go with that, but bring down the opacity quite a lot. This is going to be in the distance, world lit too, so kind of tinted all that down. Now, if I really wanted to play with a color, I didn't have to use black. I could have used blue. I could use green. I could use any color you'll see in a set. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to find how light's going to wrap around the form and keep all that dark shadow on one side. And then I'll show you some. So you can see that here, if I turn it on and off, it's, to me, the contrast is too dark for how far it's going to be in the back. So I'll just actually, hold on. No, I tamped it down a little bit. I'm going to boost that up, but what I'm going to do is add, like I did a second with color and added the black. I could come in and add, colors like that and really start to bounce some lighting off it, depending on what the surrounding, light sources would be. But that's a way that you can come in and on top of your local colors, start using some of the color theory and color mixing and matching. Start to blend everything in. I did that on this. I think it did. Did I? Maybe I didn't. I'll do that on the phyto mining shape too. Merge. Oh. Nah, that's not all that bad, is it? Oh, what? Yeah. Take the eraser, come on the left side, pop some of that off, come on the underside, get some of that. And so yeah, now I've got both of those pretty much lit. Give me one more second here because I want that right. Rasterize. because I'm gonna do the that kind of blue effect. I think that was much lower. Okay, color overlay, and it was that blue second, wasn't it? I don't remember. I'll just go back over here and grab it. Copy that layer style back to here. Got the line cut right there. Paste. I don't know if I like that. Oh, what's up, Crazy Matt? How you doing? Welcome over, homie. Merry Christmas, dude. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, that color is whack, y'all. That thing's wild. Oh, that's why. What the heck was I adjusting? Was I doing that? I don't know what the heck. Oh, screw that. Hold on. Backhand. I guess that is what I was doing. Okay. It's just a little too blue. I guess what I could do is, again, come back in with that eraser. Pop that. Need that blue back there. But yeah, so just going in, once I've got some color shapes in, I can go in on top of my locally colored colors and then start adding world lighting to, or composition light, the environment lighting to these things. And so they'll be realistically colored as if they're hit with the same color light source everywhere. But yeah. So back to this ship, and we'll get this airship finished out. And I still got to draw like the dock and everything around it too. So I'm excited to kind of get this one done. People like airships. I like airships. I think it's fun. I wanted to do something a tad bit different than your conventional airships. And the craziest I got was the fact that they're growing them, like in the fuel behind them. But the concept is basically the same. Heck, I could put little propellers on them and stuff. Still be very similar. So there's only so far I could take the originality of the airship. It's been done a lot, dude. Cyberpunk, fantasies, all of it. Steampunks. Oh, there was this one cyberpunk game I played that still utilized, like, I think one of the levels was a blimp. So trying to get all these low lights in there, insinuate that there's stuff going on. What is here? Oh, hold on. I've got this area right here. It's not open. The shape is cool. I want to put something there, but I'm not sure what yet. Now, what I've got over here on that side of it, I could probably pull that off. That's in front, not behind. Bring it back in. I said it last time. Suck it, Shad. AR, it's got nothing on it. All right, so my highlight on that's got to change a bit, get adjusted, so that makes sense, because I had to draw through that. All right, we'll come back, start highlighting some of the stuff. You all will see the light give mass to all these rando shapes. Lando. What is he having sex with today? Is it a power drill? No. That's a solo joke. Oh, so my old buddy, was a still is a big Star Wars fan. He had his kid today, or I think it was today or yesterday, probably yesterday, like a couple days ago. I was at his wedding. I told him it'd be 3 years. But yeah, that's gonna be one goofy looking kid. His dad looks like a stinking cartoon as it is. He does. He looks like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. One day I'll show you guys a picture. He probably wouldn't want me to show a real one, so I'll have to draw it. Funny thing is, it's Joe's little brother. It's like, no way. Nah, he's awesome. Heck yeah, guys. Christmas. This will be the first Christmas in a few years I've not drank alcohol. Thanksgiving, I mean, this was the first Thanksgiving I hadn't either. I was like, holy snap. It's a lot nicer when you can kind of remember things and not have to apologize for stupid stuff the next morning. So, no, I'm like, and the productivity is much better as far as what I'm trying to do and keeping the focus. The world building's clear. I'm saying about the writing, guys, is I've kept the script alive this whole time. You know, you guys, some of you have proofread it and given me some feedback. Other guys have checked into it and, you know, some old version, you know, setups and some suggestions. And I've kind of taken a lot of all this time of doing the artwork and thinking about it, making sure I'm landing better ideas, or expanding more into it. Even taking the opportunity not to confuse people, but this is the chance to really get people invested in it, from the get go. So don't be stingy about, some stuff. If I'm going to bring things up, try to explain them as best I can so the audience can kind of keep up with this. I mean, what's there to hide? This is it. All the hiding is over. Start showing us the story. Tell us all the little neat little tiddly bits. Let's go. So I'm hunkered in, buckled up, ready to go. You can watch others drink and make fools of themselves. Yeah, but it's fun for me to do it too. Just joking. It used to be fun. I got older. It hurts now. So the recovery is not as well as it used to be. Yep. Let's see. Almost done highlighting this. it's further back than the other objects I was or that bridge I was working earlier. So I don't know if a second highlight layer is going to be needed for all the way back there. Now there's also the advent that if it needed to boost up, I could push the highlight layer up to 100% or clone it, but I think it'll be good right there. That bringing it up to 100% really popped that, so not a bad adjustment. So happy little highlights over these happy little tree ships, yeah. Let's go. This is an Arbor Day wet dream. My parents used to say, "You can't have that candy bar. What do you think? Candy bars don't grow on trees, but on Arbor Day, they did." Yeah, guys, go check out that UFO that followed Air Force One. It's gnarly. Whoa. I don't know how I like that. I don't know. All right. Okay, look at that. It's under here. It's okay for that to be a little darker, insinuated. It's behind the important stuff. Okay, time to start getting that base going. Turn off the light layer so I can grab it. Grab that ship color, pop that all back in. Keep it when I start coloring. It's the same color. Seems a bit more yellow, doesn't it? I guess it's right. Oh, I didn't highlight in there. That's why it's going. That's why it's dark right there. Give me a second. I told you it's half Mountain Dew, half Dr. Pepper, half Sprite. I tried to keep doing that, but it just kept spilling. There we go. Now that's not giving much of a color variation from this blue tint that's going across. Definitely put some more attitude on it. I can soften that up again because it's on its own layer right back out here. I can turn it off, see what I'm doing. See, now I can, yeah, that's the right color. See? So that's a bit strong though, isn't it? I should say so. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was on the wrong layer. So yeah, anyone getting any Power Wheels? I remember getting a man. I thought it was the coolest thing. I had the Bigfoot Power Wheel. Another kid had like a red Corvette one, and I think his broke down, and we figured we would monster truck it. So we took the Bigfoot Power Wheel and we drove off a ramp and on top of the convertible Power Wheel and destroyed the plastic windshield of it. Yeah. Who's saying what? You what? All right, busting it. So yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll throw in the rest of this pizza. I'll watch some Ninja Turtles for Christmas. It's a good idea. Oh, I've been trying to collect some old classic games, some old classic movies. There's still a lot of the old fantasy ones that I haven't grabbed yet. But I'm not sure. Like, I know there's some of them that I totally forgot about. Like, someone was reminding me of the little Neo in the Land of Far Away. Like, I watched that once. And just once, I think I saw the ending to it or something like that. There's a warlock bad guy that in the end his heart gets turned to stone or something. I don't know. A lot of the old stuff. Try to jog my memory. I do get the Ewok Adventures though. That was old animatronics, fun stuff. Ninja Turtles 3. I haven't watched that one in a while, but that's the kind of the janky one. I always liked Turtles 2 with Toka and Razor. First one. Can't ever argue with anyone that says that's the best one. It's hard to argue with it. All right, zooming out. Seeing what we got there. Yeah, it's an overly detailed airship in the back. Yeah, so here's what we can do about a little bit of that. I like the line art, but line holds are great. You kind of just soften it up a little, the line art up a bit. Too much and it goes out. And remember, I mean, your highlights are usually bouncing off of your low light or your dark lines. So trying to balance those off and look good without overdoing it. I could do the same thing with the phyto mining craziness here. That takes it too soft. Right. So go under there. See it. Line holds. They're great. They're great. Spins are a bit saturated. other word for that, bold. And the sails are same thing, a little bold. They don't glow like the orbs do. The orbs are actually illuminated, bioluminescence. So, I don't like how dark that got. There we go. All right, where are we at? We got 10 minutes to go, guys. What can I blister out in 10 minutes? Yeah, this is so much tinkering. I can start adding some of the colors here in these guys. It's a lot of tinkering, but I have a lot of fun doing it. Is that where that is? Is that what this is? That's what that is. Okay. Okay, that's where my highlight is. So I'll be here. I'm going to use this basic color first. Get somewhere where it's got an opening, like right in there. I can see that color up close. There's still light to be worried about it, but I always like to kind of get my local colors figured out, like I said. So I'm going to bring that to a more saturated situation, brighter. Come down here in that empty blank area and grab that color. Now, just go in. I'll change up the color in certain areas, but I want to make this shape solid. It already is because of my underpainting shape, my silhouette shape. But still want to keep it all solid. As I said, after I get that solid up, I'll go in with some accent colors. Some of this is in the background, like the inside of the sphere, like this arc is. Some of it's on the outside. So other lighting effects like a shadow layer, which I have not added yet. I've just got highlights, created on the background right now. Haven't needed to use any heavy shades just yet. For me, I like kind of figuring those things out on the towards the end when I'm just finishing up a page, like the final touches. Get that in there, get that in there, get that in there. And if it's already got a silhouette shape, then why not lasso tool this on that and then bucket fill? Because I know I don't have it in certain areas and it's not exactly perfect on all that. It'll get close enough for me to make color selections and shading effects and stuff, but it isn't anything that's I want to rely on to stay clean with. I said that selection tool for me, I just don't like how it handles its edge cases. But I know other people like that fact about it. I know when you're scanning in pencils or inks and you're trying to go in your K values on top of messy ink or messy colors, if your K values for your line layer isn't pitch black, like as dark as you can actually get it, you can get your colors coming through and seeing the messy wiggles separating, bad flatting techniques. So I like my layers. I like layers. It makes the files ridiculously large, though. Be real. I mean, once I start developing a better planning pipeline, is like, oh, okay, I'll do it traditionally, so I have to really pre-think everything. And I don't have 20 years of comic book experience to really have done that the first time. I've been confident, so I've done it this way to teach myself all the lessons. Be like, dude, lettering's hard. Yeah, I did it once. You know, that kind of a thing. Dude, coloring's a hard thing to do. Yeah, I did it once. You know, I just wanted my first go to really teach me the most I could. That way, if I later on, you know, if it really is kicking off and I start hiring some more help, at least I have a bit of experience to go, yeah. Have those conversations. Be a good director. I don't know. Gotta be willing to make mistakes, though. But it's too late for that. The customer has backed the project, so it's up to me to make a good delivery. Make the delivery good, make the content good. And as you all see, I'm putting everything I can into the art. Can't wait to get that finished because I'll be excited when the writing is in a great spot with me and then can get double checked and pass a couple scrutiny tests. Scrutiny. I don't want to make sure the thing doesn't have any just technical issues, typos, or an extra letter or an extra word or missed word or an extra letter or any of that. None of that stuff. As far as like, hey, you know, he probably needs to learn to write a little bit better, and you know, as long as that's you know, he improves, it's, you know, it's very promising. As long as I can get everything on a technical side and create something interesting, I really want y'all to be like, holy crap, that was awesome for a first time. I'd be like, yay. So we're working on it. Where we at? 3 minutes left. I'm glad you guys hang out with me on these. I think I like the 2-hour streams. I get a lot more done. You guys can see me get a little invested in certain aspects of this. And that's when I really start drilling out, is when that focus, I could spend a good focused amount of time on this or on a specific area and just, and we get to pull out and see what it looks like. And go, yeah. So I got a lot of highlights done. I got the airship done. Did a couple line hold adjustments. Starting to pop some colors in there. Those are way too vibrant. So pop it back down. And again, I'd be potentially using the same technique I was using over here when I get into final touches. Mask them. Start to create the world lighting effects on it. Like I could do that now. I'll show. See? It's my second Jurassic Park reference. Is Jurassic Park a Christmas movie? I don't know. I think if I'm going to watch Ninja Turtles, it don't matter anymore, does it? All right, so yeah, I've got some of these lantern spheres down here. This don't drop your sunglasses catching net for the bridge. You got to kind of pull that over around here too. I've got these support lines coming through. I'm going to be doing a lot more of those support lines on this bridge. I need to add another branch here to kind of give that some support. I also looked at a few cable designs for bridges. I need to kind of reinforce these lines that hold up the bridge here. It's for safety reasons to have them segmented and supported in sections. It's just a safety thing. So want to do all that. I'll be blasting through a bit more the busy work before Thursday of next week. I'll be getting a lot more of the busy work done. I know I said this last week. It's been a crazy week, and I'm really excited how this page is going to turn out in my head. So I'm wanting to take a lot of design advantages, but I'll try to be close to being done with this page by next week. But that will put us 6 pages left until we're done with the artwork. So yeah, and these will be the hardest pages that the book has, or what's coming up. So yeah. Anyway, guys, love you all. Have a Merry Christmas. That was our episode today. Thank you all for showing up, and thank you for hanging us with me and Dwight last night. But yeah, guys, it's always. Oh man, that was in your all's ear. Sorry. We'll see you guys next week. But yeah, Merry Christmas, and yeah, we'll leave with the trailer as always. But yeah, you guys be safe travels. Hope you get what you were looking for. All right, go get fat on turkey. We'll talk to you all later. Bye.